So tell me a little bit about how you feel the credit union and its members have changed, and how really the neighborhood that you work in has changed since you started in 1970.
The neighborhood has changed for the better. A lot of money has been poured into the Bronx, but the poor people are still there. They've not made more money. In fact, I often say what happened to them, because a lot of them have moved. We would have had twice as many members, I think, if they had been able to stay in the neighborhood. Also, it's become more diverse. We originally started with Puerto Rican people and people from the South. They were not known as African Americans yet when we started. That was a later term. Then we got the Dominican people. And then we started to get the Haitians. And now we have a lot of Africans. So this means people are moving out because there's not a lot of building of housing.
And these are the new populations, many of them immigrant, that are moving into the South Bronx.
Right.
Yeah. I wanted you to tell us, maybe give us an example of a member or someone that you've helped, or a loan that you made, some sort of, something the credit union has done that's one of your favorite achievements.
Well, the latest favorite, they're almost all favorites. The latest favorite is a gentleman who came to us, a Jamaican. I left them out. They're in very large numbers in the Bronx.
Yeah, your members are going to be watching this. If you don't name their country now, they're going to be very upset with you.
Yeah, we have a lot of Jamaicans. And he came to us about a year ago. He was legally blind. And he was looking for money for a car, what do you call those things where you bring your car to be fixed up? You know, you need this fix, that fix, not a gas station, but actual repairs.
Okay.
And painting and all of that. He had done that and become blinded from the electric torches.
Wow.
He didn't protect his eyes well enough. So he now came to us because he wanted to continue to do it. And he'd gotten a small grant from the state office for the blind. And so we helped him. And he's just a charming person. We've been to his place, and he likes to talk about what he calls as his handicap rather than his disability. And he takes you all around, and it's amazing to see what people who can't see can do. You know, he feels with his hands to see where he painted.
Wow.
And he's just our favorite at the present time.
And I thank Joy every day. I get up and say, thank you, Lord, for my job. If it wasn't for Joy, I would not be here now. She's wonderful. She's funny. We get along with her, you know, and she's like a second mom to me. And if you need help, she's going to help you.
Tell me about some of now, like what were some of the organizations that over the years have supported Bethex Federal Credit Union and helped you succeed?
South Bronx Overall Development Corporation worked with us on school banking and also sent us a lot of members. And Citizens Advice Bureau works with us on a number of things. We work with other credit unions and participation loans. So,
Explain what that means.
A participation loan is a really wonderful thing. It enables a little credit union to make a big loan by joining with other credit unions. So we've had as many as 5 credit unions participate, hence the name participation. They may either put in the same amount of money or they may put in less. One may put in more, one may put in less.
So if a grant, or I'm sorry, if a loan application comes your way that your credit union can't finance by yourself, you can reach out to, Union Settlement Credit Union in
Right.
East Harlem, or Neighborhood Trust in Washington Heights,
Exactly.
or Lower East Side, and ask them to share in the loan. So you all
Right.
pool your funds, make the loan together, share the risk.
As her name says, Joy. That's what she is. She's the best. She called me. She was the person who, she called me and told me about the job. And, like something really fun. It was just, took over for the summer. And she said, come to work with us. It's going to be like a family. It was really, really good, experience. And since that time, now I'm responsible. She made me be responsible. Now I come every day to work, and, since that time I learned it. So it's so nice.
I figure we should take people who represent the people who walk in the door. And I have to say with great pride that we are now starting to get the staff to go to college. We had not considered that before, but because we have so many products and services that are what people call sophisticated, that they have to know more than when they first came in. But originally, anybody could be a teller, and from tellering, anybody could be a delinquency person, a collector, and from there they could be a loan officer. Every one of my staff actually was a teller to start with.
And they've all moved up
And they've
through the
all
ranks.
moved up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's a beautiful woman, a beautiful boss. She's always help the people. And she never say no when you need help.
So I want to ask you specifically about some of the things that you've done with the credit union, because I think, some people may think, okay, well, great, it sounds like a bank, but nicer, maybe more affordable, but it's just banking services. And really, I think you do a lot of things, like many community development credit unions, that banks wouldn't even consider doing. For example, you don't charge people different rates based on their credit histories.
No, we don't
things
use
like
credit
that.
scoring.
You make loans to people who have never had a loan before. You give them a first chance, which is really hard, right? If you've never had credit, it's kind of a chicken and egg scenario. It's hard to find someone willing to.
I'll tell you, if you're
take
in
that
it as
risk.
long as I am, you find that there's little relationship between poor people and people with more money. There are people who pay, people who don't pay. Most people, I think, want to pay, depending on the problems you have, the calls on the money you have, determines whether you're going to follow through. But we try to convince people, if you pay, you can borrow more. If you borrow more, you can do more. We sort of try to make it sound like the logical way, not like the right way.
Right. Which is, that in itself is pretty radical nowadays, right? When everyone runs your credit score, and that's just it. It's just a pure, there's no negotiating that at all. There's no balancing that out with other circumstances,
And I'll
which you
tell
try
you
to
the
weigh.
truth, our delinquency is not that bad. Given that we don't have a lot of payroll deduction people, our delinquency tends to be between 2 and 3%.
So those are the people that aren't paying back the loans.
Yeah, yeah. And I think that that's a sign of people. I don't think our people are better than anyone else, worse than anyone else. I think when they've got jobs, they pay. When they've got a business that makes them money, they pay. When they haven't got the money, they can't pay. And they don't come wearing a sign saying, I don't have money.
Yeah.